Well, today we're going to take a ride north of Bethlehem and go to one of my favorite small towns, Nazareth, Pennsylvania. Well, it's mid to late November, in the year 2020. The leaves have left the trees. The sunny, warm skies have given way to the gray chill of this season. But that doesn't mean it isn't a great time to go exploring the Lehigh Valley. Today, we're going to trek up to Nazareth, Pennsylvania, one of my favorite small towns in the Lehigh Valley. I think you're going to enjoy, so come with me and let's explore Nazareth, Pennsylvania. Two really impressive large churches, and they're catty-corner from each other at the intersection of Broad and Prospect. One is, and this is really weird too, one is St. John's Lutheran Church, and the one behind me is St. John's United Church of Christ.
The borough is named for the biblical town of Nazareth in Israel, where Jesus spent his youth. The names of other places in the Lehigh Valley area of Pennsylvania are similarly inspired, including Bethlehem, Emmaus, Egypt, and Allentown's Jordan Creek. Nazareth was founded in 1740 by Moravian immigrants from Germany. The property was purchased from George Whitefield after the construction of the Whitefield House. Initially, Nazareth was specifically Moravian by charter. Outside faiths were not allowed to purchase property within Nazareth, a basically all-German Protestant community. In 1735, a small group of the Moravian missionaries had begun work in the newly settled community of Savannah, Georgia. Their intent was to evangelize the Native American tribes and minister to the settlers. Governor James Oglethorpe, founder of Georgia, and John Wesley and Charles Wesley, founders of the Methodist Church and deeply interested in Moravian ideals, came along on the same boat. The Brethren settled along the Savannah River in Georgia. Like the Quakers, the Brethren refused to take part in the war with the Spanish, and, as a result, they were evicted from Georgia in 1739. Up until the mid-1900s, a large part of Nazareth's population was of German origin, better known as the Pennsylvania Dutch. Dutch being a corruption of the word Deutsch, which is German for German. The Pennsylvania Dutch were spread throughout many counties of southern and central Pennsylvania. Nazareth is the global headquarters for C.F. Martin & Company, which manufactures Martin guitars. Martin guitars are handmade instruments that once were made by artisans who apprenticed for years to learn their trade. Now Martin guitars are made largely on an assembly line monitored and assisted by workers, computers, and lasers. Assembly lines at Martin were instituted to lower costs, improve speed of production, and compete with foreign manufacturers. Kramer Textiles Incorporated, which started out as a silk hosiery maker in 1887, is based in Nazareth. Over the years, the company changed to spinning yarns out of man-made and natural fibers for clients to use in the manufacture of upholstery, clothing, and home furnishings. In the 1960s, at least 3 large cement companies surrounded the Nazareth borough area: S-Rock, formerly Copley Cement, Hercules Cement, and Penn-Dixie Cement companies. The Copley plant on the south side has undergone company ownership changes through the years and was also known as the Nazareth Cement Company, among other names. Hundreds of union laborers of the United Gypsum, Lime and Cement unions worked in each plant around the town from the early 1900s.
As a guy from Bethlehem, I find it very interesting and educational to realize that the oldest surviving Moravian building in North America is this one, right here. While they were building the stone house, the Whitfield house, Moravians needed to put up shelter adjacent to that first house, constructed in about within 2 months in late 1740. The log structure is now known as the Gray Cottage. That name likely refers to the color taken on by the oak logs years after it was built. And it is indeed the oldest surviving Moravian structure in North America. Count Zinzendorf actually stayed here in 1742. It's been used as a house, as a boys' school, as a home for Moravian widows, and even a home for the town baker. We were talking about the very impressive, older, very large churches in this small town. And we saw two, and here's the third one. This is actually the Moravian church.